Hi, welcome back to Cooking with Sandy. Today we're going to be making butter chicken. You might have heard of it. It's an Indian-inspired meal, but it's very high in fat and very high in calories. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be bringing down the butter, and so it's going to be lower in saturated fats. And we're also going to be cutting out the whipping cream, and we're going to be substituting that with half and half. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss this wonderful recipe that's going to taste exactly the same as regular butter chicken, but with less calories and with less fat. So stay tuned. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Hi, the first thing that we want to do for our butter chicken is to extract 2 tablespoons of juice out of a lemon. We're also going to use, pardon the noise, we're also going to use 2 tablespoons of low-fat plain yogurt, okay? And we're going to use 3 tablespoons of tandoori sauce that you can find at your supermarket, probably in the ethnic aisle. We have 1.5 pounds, thereabouts, of chicken breast, boneless, skinless, and I'm cubing them and placing them directly into the wonderful marinated sauce that we made. Okay, so you grab yourself a small bowl and your massive ingredients lists, but although the ingredients list is really long, it's very well worth making this dish because the flavor is very So let's start off by adding our half a cup of water to the bowl, as well as the 1/4 cup of your tomato paste. We're going to add that right in, stir it up, blend it. Once we have that, we're going to add in our red pepper. You could use green, okay? And I have seeded it and removed the ribs, adding in the 3/4 teaspoon of salt, the teaspoon of garam masala, and if you can't find it, I'm going to be providing a recipe on how to make your own garam masala and just store it in the freezer. I'm adding the teaspoon of cumin. Cumin is that wonderful, smoky smelling spice that you can find, and you can taste it actually in a lot of chilies. That's the smokiness, the wonderful flavor. I'm adding the tablespoon of cilantro, otherwise known as coriander. I'm also adding in the sugar, which was a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, the 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and the 1-inch grated piece of ginger root. When I grate my ginger root, I find that it's easier when I freeze it, and then when it's frozen, I find that it's quite simple just to grate it right with my zester, and it actually works really well. Now I'm going to be adding the 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. Okay, so our sauce is now ready. 11 by 8 inch, the smallest little lasagna pan that I have. And I'm going to be putting in the marinated chicken that's been in the marinade that we made earlier. My chicken has been marinating for about 2 hours. Again, if I hadn't mentioned, it's good to marinate for the very minimum of an hour, and up to overnight is fine. Okay, so now I added my chicken in here, and I'm going to be putting it in the 350-degree oven. And it's good to have your chicken pieces all on one layer instead of having it one on top of the other. So I'm going to just spread it out, place it into the oven, 20-25 minutes until the chicken's no longer pink inside, and then we're good. Okay, so now we're going to make the butter cream sauce for the chicken that has already come out of the oven. It's been in. So we're melting the tablespoon of butter in the saucepan. We're going to be adding the marinade that we made with all those ingredients of the tomato paste and the red chili pepper and so on and so forth, all those spices and herbs. We're going to add it in. We're bringing it to the simmer, and remember that we added the 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're going to bring it up to the simmer. Let me bring the camera around so you can take a peek. Okay, so now that it's like boiling here, we're going to add in, right over here, our chicken. We're going to add in our chicken with all the juices into the simmering sauce. I'm wearing my gloves because I just took the chicken out of the oven not that long ago and I don't want to burn my hands. So we added our baked chicken to the sauce and all of the accumulated juices that were from the baking pan as well. We now put it in our saucepan and we're bringing it to a simmer. We're going to cook that for about 10 minutes time. Once we have that done, we'll be adding in our cream, which is the half and half, which is 10%, as opposed to the regular 35% that is added in. So this is the chicken in the sauce that we had prepared, and it's just simmering for 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes have passed, and now we're ready to add in our cup of half and half. We're going to cook that for 3 minutes, and you have to make sure that you do not bring it to a boil, otherwise, you have to make sure that you do not bring it to a boil because it will end up separating and you won't have a nice beautiful sauce. But we're going to be cooking it for 3 minutes. Alright, so we cooked our chicken for 3 minutes after we added in our half and half cream. And that's all that there is to the dish. I had prepared some basmati rice earlier, so I'm going to accompany my butter chicken with basmati rice. But feel free also to accompany it with any kind of rice that you like. Also, it goes well with a good vegetable accompaniment, like an asparagus or a side of steamed green beans. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for tuning in and watching me make butter chicken. Sorry. Hopefully you'll tune in next time and we'll make another wonderful dish. That's a really good butter chicken.